What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away. Burn away, we feel betrayed. We were raised.
Alrighty, welcome back everyone. Happy Monday, happy tier list Monday. Hopefully everyone is doing well. There's a lot of water types. This might be a 2-day tier list. There are a lot of water types. This might be a 2-day tier list, because I mean that's 9 across. 3, 6. There's 80 water types we have to go over. Yeah, I might do 40 today and 40 tomorrow. So we'd get down to like... maybe the end of Gen 5. We'll see how it goes, but probably like... or that's Gen 4, sorry. Get down to the end of Gen 3 or 4, and we'll see where we're at. Yeah, there's a lot of water types for us to get through. But, only one to start with, and that's a boy. Squirtle, and actually... Blastoise. Alright. Let me make sure I have my tier list. I don't think there's going to be any D tiers water types. It's just too good of a typing in general. Water types don't hit Rayquaza or Eternatus super effectively on their own, but none of the starters do, and they don't have the massive weaknesses to Rayquaza and Eternatus that grass types do. And we'll get to grass types next week. Blastoise has fine stats, usable HP, usable attack, good defense, slightly above average special attack, good special defense, usable speed. It doesn't do anything great, but it is fairly bulky. Torrent is probably not great. Rain Dish, however, is really nice. Just gives you some passive healing, especially if you can set the rain elsewise. Dauntless Shield, it's a defensive boost. It's not huge. I don't think you're really going to be running body press on it, but it's a defensive option. Some of the other Gen 1 starters definitely have better. Yeah, some of the other Gen 1 stars definitely have better abilities and passives, but these are fine. Freeze Dry is arguably the best ice-type special attacking move in the game. It is really good. Armor Cannon gives him some good coverage for the grass types in addition to Freeze Dry, but it hits really hard. Shore Up, give yourself some healing. Again, healing is more effective the more bulky you are in general. Origin Pulse, inaccurate, but it's a spread move and it hits hard. Freeze Dry is nice for Rayquaza and Eternatus. It's really nice to have those. And they usually can't hit Blastoise super effectively. Are you talking about Armor Cannon? Origin Pulse? Armor Cannon might count as well. No. So it's just Origin Pulse. Yeah. It's not well known because, like, Origin Pulse doesn't have Pulse in the name or anything. So it's tough to tell, but I'm pretty sure it's a Pulse move. It gets Flash Cannon good too, which is kind of good coverage. Just a hard-hitting Steel-type special attacking move is really nice to have, plus it can lower special defense. Makes your further damage better. Everything else in here isn't great. Water Pulse is fine. Shell Smash is really nice. It's a good way to set up. And you kind of have a little bit of, like, defense and special defense. Yo, Starmunch, what's going on? Yeah, we're talking about water today, and then grass is next week. We did fire last week, and there were so many really good fire types. Because of how many water types there are, I think that's 80 water types we have to go over. Yeah. I'm probably going to do it today and tomorrow, rather than trying to fit it into one. Yeah, the level up moves are fine. If you want to use this thing starting out, it'll do fine for you if you're just getting started. Shell Smash as a setup move is good. Hydro Pump if you're feeling inaccurate, but Water Pulse and Flash Cannon are consistent moves as well. But, just like the rest of the Gen 1 starters, it gets a Mega and a G-Max. The Mega gets quite a bit more special attack, gets a little more defense and special defense, speed and hit points to the same attack you probably don't care about. Abilities become Mega Launcher, which is why Han was talking about the Pulse moves. And Bulletproof. So, Flame, what's going on? How you doing? Did you turn in Gengar Sprite? Alright, let me grab it real quick. Gengar. Give me a second. This will become Gengar. Definitely not because the shiny is almost unnoticeable. I mean, it is, but there's a lot of stuff like that. Here we go. Oops. Move the rest of these guys over. There we go. Sealer Guard Shop. No, that's alright. Save up points again. Yeah, there we go. Bulletproof I don't love. I don't love the normal form or this passive either. But they are what they are. Everything else is the same, but you do get Mega Launcher for more damage boost, which you're kind of missing in the base form. You don't have any attack boosting abilities in the base form. Between, I guess, Torrent, but... yeah, Mega Launcher is more consistent as long as you have something. Is Flash Cannon a pulse move? Not a pulse move either. Oh well. I don't know. I mean, Charizard's probably a classic, but I'm not somebody who cares all that much about the aesthetics of shinies. So... lucky you can't redeem points for Doggy Stat. That's alright. It's Pulse and Sphere moves. Yeah, I didn't know if Flash Cannon counted as like a Pulse somehow. So again, if you want a little more damage, Mega works. But again, there's a G-Max as well. Bunch more survivability. Your special attack doesn't go up that much, but you get a ton of extra HP. Your speed drops by, I think it's 15 points. But the bulk is the big thing here. You get Shell Armor and Bulletproof. This is just a tankier version. You don't get any offense. Yeah, no, he has support in there. It's just they could definitely do more with it. Does he get... Oh, yeah, and he gets Water Steel, which is good typing. I didn't notice that. So you get, with this, you get Stab, Flash Cannon as well. I'm guessing, like, Seed Bomb. I'm sure there's others, but that's the one that comes to mind. So if you want to go offense, go with the Mega. If you want to go defense, go with the G-Max. I think this is definitely usable. It's 4 points normally, or 2, or 3, 1 if you have all of them. Probably be near the lower end of A, maybe middle, but it's just solid across the board. Yeah, G-Max design's really cool as well. And then we go to Psyduck. So the fun little thing about Psyduck, the guy that created this overlay for me, Mike, his girlfriend Jenny comes in here sometimes. His favorite Pokemon Psyduck. So usually whenever I catch a Psyduck in other games, I just name it Mike. Yeah, Mega puts out more damage. But Psyduck at 2 points. It's average across the board with a good special attack and slightly above average speed. It's fine. Doesn't have any major weaknesses, doesn't have any super high strengths. Oh, okay, design-wise. It's just dumb and adorable? Yeah. There's a reason some people call me Psyduck Han. I'm not saying it's for those reasons, but I'm not saying it's not. Damp can be cool in Endless. We're not talking about Endless, but that's kind of a niche use for it. Stops things from going boom. Cloud9, you're usually not going to have too much of a use for, but when it's useful, it's really useful. But it's only while it's out, which is a bit of a problem. Swift Swim is probably the best one here. Simple is really cool. Even though in the grand scheme of things, I'm not biased. I am annoying. I'll give you that. Simple is really, really cool, though. Especially because, you know, Aqua Step, now you're getting +2. Mystical Power, +2. Frost Breath is a guaranteed crit, which could be huge. Yeah, there's a lot of good Gen 1 water types. There's a lot of good Gen 1 Pokemon. Bouncy Bubble heals you. Like, this plus Simple is actually a really solid set. Even though you're doubling up on water type moves, at least Bouncy Bubble has a niche other than just it hits hard. It's really cool. Speaking of shinies that barely change anything. Aqua Jet's interesting. The egg moves definitely put it more, special. With Aqua Step in there for some reason, but... Oh, yeah, Mystical Power is decent. I think, Fennekin, or Delphox also gets it. You got some cool stuff in here. If you don't have Simple in the egg moves, I don't think this is that good. But with them, I think it actually becomes fairly threatening. You can hit the major, threats in the game, and hopefully by that point you also outspeed and have a couple of boosts. I think I'm going to put it below Squirtle just because it needs a little more use. But Simple Aqua Step, Simple Mystical Power can get out of hand pretty cool. It's the lane you pick. Okay. I think it's definitely usable. Maybe the high end of B tier. You know, we'll put it high end of B tier for now because you need the passive and you need... probably most of its egg moves. I don't think you need the rare one, but if you're going simple, you probably also want Aqua Step and Mystical Power. Do you get... I'm looking for Power Trip and Stored Power. It does not get Stored Power. Does not get Power Trip either. Does it get Calm Mind at least? Gets Calm Mind. Yeah, that's it. That's too bad. If it got Power Trip or Stored Power, that'd be really, really cool. Are you talking about Azelf, Mesprit, and Uxie? So yeah, let's put it in high B tier. I think it's still really solid, especially if, again, if you have the passive and those unlocks. We'll go with that. Alright, Poliwag. It gets no guard, which is pretty cool. Let's start with Poliwrath, and then we'll go into Politoed. Poliwrath is a water and fighting type, which is pretty cool typing. I like it. There's not a whole lot of synergies defensively, but they're both fairly solid typings on their own. Good HP, good attack, good defense, below average special attack, good special defense, below average speed, but they're not awful. Water Absorb is a really cool ability in general. If you have a way to set up rain, Swift Swim also makes this thing way more threatening. No Guard is insane. Something to note about No Guard, Commander, Illuminate, and Arena Trap is they are also lure abilities, meaning if you have this Pokemon in the front of your party, it acts as a lure, increasing your chance of double battles. If you have 2 of them, you are guaranteed double battles on all non-boss floor wild encounters. Just throwing it out there. If you want to farm double battles, having these abilities is really nice. We'll get to that, Han. Let's finish going through Poliwrath first. Still, No Guard is still really cool. Slack Off, Wild Bolt Storm. Slack Off you definitely can use on this guy. Wild Bolt Storm you're probably not using on him, but Drain Punch is really cool. Plus you get Stab on it and you heal. Surging Strikes. Hard hitting. Yeah. I think this guy's solid. How much did this thing cost? This also costs 2. Half a point. If you just go through level ups, Dynamic Punch pairs with No Guard pretty well. If you really wanted to, you could run Wild Bolt Storm, No Guard. Belly Drum also gives this thing some threat if you have Rain up as well. I mean, there's Dynamic Punch. It just gets it by evolving. Yeah. And then for this, Politoed, you just need a linking cord. It probably gets stuff in TMs as well. Like I'm guessing... Oh, it doesn't get Stone Edge or anything. Does it get any rock moves? Gets Rock Slide, which could be useful. Did it get Gunk Shot? Didn't get Gunk Shot either. Yeah, it doesn't get a ton. Yeah, you can. You definitely can. Yeah, its special attack is below average, but it's not awful. So you could go special attack and run Wild Bolt Storm. Centauro, welcome on in. How you doing today? I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. If you're going to do that, maybe go with Politoed. Because Politoed also gets No Guard. And you have, what's that, 12 extra points? Good, glad you're here, man. Welcome on into our tier list. Yeah, no, it is a funny idea. If you need to pivot for some reason. This has got good HP, slightly below average attack and defense, good special attack, really good special defense, slightly below average speed. We already talked about the No Guard passive. Big thing for this guy is, yo, thanks for the follow, Zentaro. I do Pokerogue tier lists every Monday for Classic Road. You need a linking cord, Han, which is a great ball tier item. Pretty easy to find in general. If you're going to use this guy, you probably want to run Drizzle on him. Drizzle is really nice. And again, you still get Slack Off, Wild Bolt Storm, stuff like that. We haven't gotten to Glossopod yet. I forget where we put him in Bug type. Yeah, we haven't gotten to Glossopod yet, though. I think we might have put Glossopod low A tier. Yeah, yep. Funnily enough, No Guard might actually be better on this guy. I mean, Drizzle makes Wild Bolt Storm 100% accurate anyway, but when it wears off. He's in your team right now. I remember saying Glossopod could definitely be a solid piece. Because if I remember right, he gets something other than Emergency Exit. But we'll get to him. Hopefully today. Maybe tomorrow, because there's 80 water types to go over today. So we might finish up tomorrow. I think with the flexibility and stuff, and the fact that you don't need Egg moves on him per se, I think we'll put him here. Zentaro. He just followed on Twitch. Yeah, I think I'm going to put him there. This doesn't do anything amazingly well. And outside of that, Blizzard doesn't get a lot of Ice-type coverage naturally. So, yeah. Let's move on to Tentacool. This guy costs 3, or 1 if you have all the cost reductions. Usable HP, slightly below average attack, below average defense, which kind of sucks. Usable special attack, but really good special defense and good speed. Like, surprisingly good speed. Clear Body is cool. Liquid Ooze. Rain Dish, if you have Rain set up, is great. If not, you're probably going Clear Body since you don't come across that many leeching moves in the Classic campaign. And then Toxic Chain's also pretty cool. Baneful Bunker, Malignant Chain, Bouncy Bubble, and Strength Sap. Basically, this thing is just trying to set up poison, which is unfortunate considering the final boss is Eternatus. But you have it. Bouncy Bubble and Strength Sap definitely give you some healing. This thing is really tough to remove if you're a special attacker. Water Poison's good typing in general. You don't have that many weaknesses. 120 base special defense, and then between Bouncy Bubble, Strength Sap, and Baneful Bunker 2. You don't get a ton of great stuff in here. Water Pulse is good. Hex is surprisingly good coverage, and it combines well with Poison. Surf, if you're not doing double battles, can hit. Same with Sludge Wave. This thing's fine. It doesn't do anything incredibly well. It is a good special defense wall, which is good against Eternatus. The biggest thing for Eternatus is it doesn't get much to actually threaten Eternatus, which is kind of the issue. You can't poison it, so even Hex is a little weaker. You have Wrap, I guess. But outside of that, like, your 2 typings don't hit it super effectively. And it doesn't learn Soak. This thing's fine at 3. Or at, 3 points or 1. But I think I'm going to put it below Psyduck. Again, Psyduck gets simple and then a lot of good setup moves and coverage. In addition to Freeze Dry, or not Freeze Dry, Frost Breath. I think we're going to put it there. It's good, definitely usable. It just struggles against kind of the biggest fight in the game, and also doesn't do a ton against Rayquaza outside of just kind of walling it out for a while and hoping you get poisons off. This guy! Oh, bro. We'll start with this. Good HP, below average attack, really good defense, good special attack, usable special defense, slow as shit. This thing's slower than I am, and I use a cane to get around. So that might be changing soon. Oblivious is kind of cool. Not as good as Unaware, but it's neat. You're probably going Regenerator. Regenerator is such a cool ability. There's Unaware. Egg moves, Splishy Splash. Chance to Paralyze is great. Frost Breath hits the major things in the game. Shed Tail Regenerator is a really good combination. Cyclizar initially had it in Scarlet and Violet. And then once again, you have Mystical Power. The difference here with this and Golduck is you actually get Stab on this now. These are all really solid moves for it. Since Medicham, Pikachu, Glossopod, Charizard, and Shiny Fearow, and just cut Rhyperior. Oh, no, keep Rhyperior. Yeah, Rhyperior is great. Probably get rid of the Medicham. But that's just me. Or the Sinistra, because you can Mega Evolve the Medicham. Rhyperior is great. We had it solidly in A tier for Ghosted Ground and Rock type tier list. Another thing to note about Slowbro, it's got a Mega. Way more defense, gets more special attack, everything else stays the same. I think attack goes down a little bit. You also get Shell Armor, which you're not really going to notice, but it's helpful. You keep Regenerator. You basically just become really tanky, and you have Regenerator. Plus Shed Tail. It's a really potent combination. And if we go back, we now Slow King. Good HP again. Slightly better defense. I forget Slowbro's defense. No, it's worse defense, but I think better special defense. Yeah, better special defense. This is the especially bulky version of Slowbro. Everything else is just about the same. It just kind of switched defense to special defense. Same general thing. Unaware, own temple, regenerator, unaware. You're just gonna decide which one of these you want during the run. Slowbro or Slow King. Slow King needs a linking cable, which means you could actually get this very early. It's only a Great Ball tier. It's entirely possible you get this within the first couple of waves. Or you could just not take it and get a Slowbro if you think you want something more physically bulky, or you want the Mega. Because there's no Mega on Slow King. Kind of up to you. I think this thing's fine. Chantel plus Regenerator is a really potent combination. Again, I don't think it's really going to carry on its own. I'm going to switch those. I think Psyduck's pretty good. This kind of goes in with these. It's another supportive water piece. If you get Calm Mind on it and start setting up like a Mega, you could be good. But I think I'm going to put it there. Yeah. Again, solid, not super expensive. So there. This guy only costs 1, or like a quarter of a point if you have all the cost reductions. We're talking about the best named Pokemon in the entire series, frickin' Seal, because guess what? It's a motherfucking seal. Good HP, below average attack, usable defense, below average special attack, good special defense, below average speed. Water Ice. Do that with you. Thick Fat's a pretty cool ability, though, and it gets Water Bubble. Lowers the power of Fire-type moves. So this thing actually is really good against Fire types. Normally, Ice would be weak, but Water changes that to being hit neutrally, and then you cut that in half, and then you reduce that even more. Other than that, these aren't crazy. Yeah, these just aren't incredible. Especially because, like, there aren't a lot of Fire-type Pokemon in the game. You see a couple in Mountain. There's Volcano. You have, like, Centiskorch and Scovillain in Desert and Badlands. But, yeah, it's not much. You might get an Elite Four member here or there, but not getting a ton. Freeze Dry, though, really good. Bouncy Bubble for healing, Slack Off, and Steam Eruption. Yeah, it's not incredible. There's a reason it's a quarter of a point or even 1. If you want to fit it in as an answer to water type or fire types, you can. Freeze Dry makes it at least somewhat of a threat against Rayquaza and Eternatus. It's not insane. It matches up really well against your opponent in general, based off of what their rival is. Well, I mean, the big thing for why he counters it is you have Thick Fat and Water Bubble. Yeah, there's just not a ton to love about this. I don't think it's C tier because it's got some niche and like Encore and stuff, but okay. I will get to Walrein, so don't spoil it because I freaking love that guy. I have a lot of trouble putting any water type in C tier. Water is such a good typing in general, but I definitely, like, if I had a B- tier, I think I'd put it there. Because I don't think this thing gets any setup moves through level up. Yeah, it doesn't get any setup moves through level up. I think it gets Calm. It doesn't even get Calm Mind. Yeah. Walrein? Like, Walrein is one reason the little mascot in the bottom left of the screen looks like that. It kind of started with a Walrein. And then I had to wear an eye patch for several months a few years back. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just kind of combine them. Yeah. There's just not enough to this. We'll get to it. All right. Shelter. This thing costs 5 or 3 if you have all of them. All the cost reductions. Another water ice type, but this one doesn't suck. Low HP, good attack, insanely good defense, good special attack, or above average special attack, really low special defense, usable speed. However, skill link, that's it. It's got skill link. The other, like, you're not taking any other ability. Ice Scales is kind of nice. It roughly doubles your special defense, so you have 90. Skill link is what makes this thing tick. You get Rock Blast, Water Shuriken, Baneful Bunker, and Bone Rush. Huh, it's almost like all of these work with skill link, except for Baneful Bunker. Which I actually like as a defensive option. I don't think it's good in classic Pokerogue, but I think it works. However, Icicle Spear hits the major threats in the game, again, Rayquaza and Eternatus, super effectively. You also get Ice Beam, Aurora Beam, but, like, who cares? And to finish it all off, you have Shell Smash. Smell Shash, yes. Smell Shash. Jesus fucking Christ. It's gonna be one of those days. Smell Shash. Skill Link Icicle Spear goes absolutely crazy. It's so good. You almost don't need anything else. It goes absolutely nutty. Smell Smash? Yeah. This thing goes crazy. I have trouble putting it in S tier. Part of that might be because I haven't used it much myself. But you have to get the Shell Smash off. And if you don't, you could be one shot. Although Icicle Spear is still really strong. Nah, fuck it. It's going in S. It just matches up so well against the hardest fights in the game. If your opponent has a grass-type starter, you get a free Shell Smash to start every rival fight once you evolve. It gets a Water Shuriken, so even if they have fire, they might switch out. Doesn't get Bullet Seed. I'm sure it gets Bullet Seed through TM. Oh, no, it doesn't. Alright. I think Rock Blast is redundant on this. I don't think you need Rock Blast. You're mostly using Rock to hit Fire, Flying, maybe Bug. I guess Ice as well, but you still have Water Shuriken, Icicle Spear. Yeah, he has Water Shuriken. Yeah. This thing just goes crazy. I can't wait for more shiny variants. Yeah, no, this is S tier. It's just so good. Krabby! At 3 points or 1. Yeah. Yep. I need to use that guy more. I know Cloyster was a really popular strategy in Endless for a while before they nerfed it. Low HP, but really, really good attack, really good defense, low special attack, low special defense, usable speed. I'll get to it, Han. We'll get to it. Oh, the Epic Shiny? Yeah. I think I talk about the G-Max. Dire Claw is a really... Oh, abilities. Duh. Hyper Cutter is kind of cool. You just can't be intimidated, which is helpful as you're going through things like Biome or even Volcano, where there's Gyarados and Arcanines, respectively. Even Mountain with their Staraptors. Shell Armor, Sheer Force is even more. Unburden can be tough to trigger. But if you do, you shore up your speed stat. Egg moves, Dire Claw is really good. Dragon Hammer lets you hit the hardest fights in the game really hard. Jet Punch, good stab. Ivy Cudgel is kind of interesting. But sad this time, not angry? Alright, that's new for you. What is it? Level up moves isn't anything insane. Like Metal Claw Hammer Arm is good coverage, and then it also gets Sword Stance through level up. That's what I was looking for. Razor Shell is also solid. You can lower your target's defense. If you have multi-lens, this goes even crazier. And then Crab Hammer is also strong if you can fix the accuracy. However, this thing also comes with a handy dandy G-Max. Welcome to G-Max Kingler. Alright. Your HP actually goes up quite a bit. You get more attack, more defense, and your special defense goes up slightly. Yeah, probably not. You basically just get more of what you're already doing. Tough Claws, though, is pretty good. It's better than Hyper Cutter, which is probably what you're using before. That or Sheer Force. Yeah. It's fine. You just become stronger at what you're already doing. That's kind of the big thing here. You just get stronger at what you're already doing. Oops. Oh! Thank you, Zentaro. Let me know if you turn in channel points. When I'm looking at chat, I have it on all my chat, because I also stream on YouTube, and so the channel points don't come in. So just, like, give me a heads up if you turn in channel points, please. This thing's fine. Biggest thing is just getting it going. It gets Sword Stance on its own, which is good. You still have to deal with the speed, which can be solved with Unburdened. Oh, excuse me. Alright. Thank you. I think Machamp can, Zentaro? Yeah, my ex-girlfriend used to do that, Han. When we first started dating, she'd say thank or bless you every time I sneezed. And then, like, a week in, I sneezed, like, 5 or 6 times in a row. And she looked at me, she's like, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm just waiting till you're done. I'm like, alright, that's fair. But Champ has no guard and some sort of one-shot move. Yeah, so she used to do that, and that still makes me laugh. I'm like, alright, that's fair. I think Krabby's good. I think the G-Max also helps him. Something I forgot to check. Getting Dragon Hammer definitely helps. But again, not... Yep. My axe? Yeah, no, she was great. It was long distance, and it just wasn't working out, unfortunately. We didn't fight or anything, but we only got to see each other like 2 or 3 times a year. And we weren't going to be able to see each other any more than that for a while. So we decided just to kind of go the separate ways. No, she was great. She's kind of the measuring stick now. But I think she just had a kid. I mean, again, Han, this was 10 years ago. So. Yeah, and it was kind of my fault. We met in college, and my grades weren't good enough to really go back. So. Nope, she was great. She just had a kid, and seems to be really happy, so I'm happy. Yeah, everyone I've dated or talked to or hung out with like that, like, I don't have anything bad to say about any of them. Like, I really hope they're all doing well. I don't have any ill will towards any of them. They all ended pretty well. Yeah, absolutely. And Zentaro, it's, you should be able to type exclamation point YouTube and see it there. So. Alright. Personal tangent aside, let's get to Horsey. This guy costs 3, 1 if you have all the reductions. Kingdra, Water Dragon. Slightly below average HP, good attack, good defense, good special attack, good special defense, slightly above average speed. I know you do. I might like the rare shiny better. I kind of like that one. Anyway, Swift Swim, if you can get it going, is good. If not, Sniper is still really helpful. Multi-Scale lets you set up. And if you have a way to get yourself back to full, you can really abuse that. But 2 good abilities and a really solid passive. Snipe Shot. There you go. Take Heart. It's Calm Mind. This, depending if you're going physical or special, can be either. But with these moves, you're probably going special. And Dragon Energy is a spread move. Hits really hard. It's Dragon type Eruption. Is what it is. If you have the rain up, this thing becomes really dangerous. Yawn has some niche use against Eternatus. You are Dragon typing, which makes Rayquaza and Eternatus a volatile fight, because you can hit each other super effectively. Dragon Breath if you don't have Dragon Energy. Water Pulse is fine. Dragon Pulse. Dragon Dance. Dragon Dance is super scary. Yo, Shoto, what's going on, man? How you liking Mercenary League? But it doesn't have a ton of physical stuff to take advantage of the Dragon Dance, which is really too bad. You can get some stuff in through here, but it's not insane. It's alright. Oh, really? I really liked it. This thing is good. Again, Water Dragon's really good typing. So figure out scale. Oh, yeah, I forgot that's what you were working on. I'm farming up to transition from a 3 Mage Blood to a 4 Mage Blood. And then I'm going to get Melding. But probably. What did its egg moves used to be? Where's Scoom when you need them? Yeah, Dragon Energy. Oh, you mean Core Enforcer? Yeah, it does have a super mid-learn set. There's not much in here. Dragon Dance without a ton to take advantage of it outside of, like, Wave Crash. You get your standard Dragon and Water coverage, but not much outside of that. Yawn is niche. Dragon Energy. Core Enforcer is also the spread move and arguably better. There's the Twister, Dragon Energy, and Core Enforcer, I think, are the 3 spread dragon moves. I think it's A, mostly because of the typing. And it's got, like, good abilities. It just, the super mid-learn set holds it back. Yeah. I'll put it there. Godine! Oops, ignore my spreadsheet. Got a new egg move earlier today, though. We're getting closer. Godine costs 2. Seaking. Average HP, good attack, below average defense, below average special attack, usable special defense, slightly below average speed. Yeah. Swift Swim, great. Lightning Rod, if you don't set up rain, is actually pretty interesting. It just makes this thing weak to grass. Changes one of its weaknesses to an immunity that boosts you. Which is pretty notable. Multi-scale, again, really good if you can abuse it. Glacial Lance hits hard, Supercell Slam, Dragon Dance, Fishious Rend. I was actually using this the other day, like a couple days ago. It had Pokerogue, so I just put it on my team for that. I accidentally have created the ultimate Minimalist Scarab. Hey, that works, Shoto. I just tried 20 Horn Scarab of Awakening imbued harvests on 8 mod mesas. It was interesting. This Seeking is actually, like, fairly decent because of Dragon Dance. It's got good coverage. Glacial Lance hits like a truck and is a spread move. And then Fishious Rend, you're going to be moving faster probably anyway. This thing actually becomes a threat if you get the egg moves. No idea. I click them and then I press Vol Smite and they die. I've been doing Incursion Ritual, tier 6 essences, and then Beyond Harvest. This thing's actually solid. I'm putting Seeking above Horsey. It's surprisingly solid with Dragon Dance and those egg moves. Like, you don't even need Swift Swim. It helps. But, like, it also has Lightning Rod. We're doing essences and... Now to do it. This stole your multi-lens? It happens. It's just that Kingdra's learn set's not great. It just doesn't do anything incredibly well. It's one setup move that it gets. And yeah, it gets Calm Mind. But like 30. Oh, alright. Yeah, it's... Yeah. Rather have Dragon Dance and everything. Yeah, Seeking is underrated, especially in Pokerogue with those egg moves. Move on to Staryu. Low HP, below average attack, slightly below average defense, good special attack, slightly above average special defense, really good speed. Talk about it again. Having good base speed to me is very important. It's better than having good base attack or special attack because you have better ways to scale the damage than you do the speed in general. There it is. Illuminate. Kind of useless unless you're using it for the lore ability, which I talked about earlier. Natural Cure can be useful when it moves last, but, you know, 115 speed. Regenerator's a cool one, though. You do Natural Cure Regenerator. What's up, Centauro? Yeah, Analytic on 115 speed does not mesh super well. So you either go Illuminate for the double battles or Natural Cure Regenerate and just swap things out. Calm Mind, it's a setup move. Can be helpful. Bouncy Bubble to heal yourself. Moonblast is great coverage. Mystical Power, you can boost yourself even more. The Psychic type coverage helps, A, because it's stab, and B, because it's super effective against Eternatus. Moonblast does not. Yeah. 1,000 health? That's ridiculous. But I guess it's gonna happen. Yeah, Rhyperior is great. These are solid moves. You're going to make it... do it. Do it, hon. Yeah, no, those are solid egg moves. Getting Psychic and Recover as well is kind of nice. You could be annoying and do, like, Minimize Calm Mind. If you, like... Actually, Minimize Calm Mind, Bouncy Bubble, Mystical Power could be a really aggravating set. Yeah. No, Rhyperior is really good. Again, we had it in solid A tier for ground and rock types. No, you could definitely do that set. I might have to try that out, actually. Calm Mind, Bouncy Bubble, Minimize. Takes a little bit to set up. Power Gem also for coverage. But this thing's good. Is it good enough to go into A tier? That's the question. Again, the high speed really helps. Doesn't get an ice type move, but it does get Moonblast and Mystical Power to hit Rayquaza and Eternatus. I think I'm going to do... Yeah, and Psychic. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it there. Actually, I'm going to put it... These two are probably interchangeable. It just has a lot going for it and really interesting coverage. Again, Moonblast, Psychic, Power Gem. Yeah, it's got a lot of really interesting things. Let's put it there. I could see, like, these three being interchangeable-ish. Like, they'd probably all be in, like, A- tier. We'll put it there for now. Magikarp. Here we go. Probably, yeah. Probably a lot of people's first ever shiny, too. Good HP, amazing attack, good defense, or sorry, average defense, below average special attack, but surprisingly good special defense, usable speed. Intimidate is great. Moxie is better in Pokerogue. Yep. And Multi-Scale is also really good on you because it lets you set up Dragon Dance. Flip Turn, it gets Ice Spinner. Knockoff, Dragon Ascent. Knockoff is notable because of the Mega, which we'll get to. Ice Spinner, again, is really nice. It hits Eternatus and Rayquaza. Dragon Ascent, it's a stab flying physical move, which you kind of want. Nice thing about this is if you just catch a Magikarp, it's pretty usable right away. It gets Ice Fang, which you can teach it through the Memory Mushroom. Waterfall is super strong. You get that right when you evolve at 21. You get Dragon Dance through level up. And then you can put some sort of other move on it, be it Crunch or a TM or something. Yeah. Yep. You have other options. This thing's just solid. Moxie makes it even better. And then you have this. You go from Water Flying to Water Dark. But you get a lot more attack. You get some more special defense. A little more physical defense. Speed stays the same. Mold Breaker's not crazy. It's nice in case you come across things with Water Absorb or Storm Drain or Sturdy. Stuff like that. You keep Multi-Scale. This thing could definitely be tough to remove because of how much bulk you gain. And Water Dark is pretty nice typing. Yeah, Water Dark is really amazing. It might be S tier. Yeah, we'll get to Lapras, but I think the top of A tier. But I could definitely see a case for S tier because of Moxie. Dragon Dance just goes crazy as well. With Lapras? Yeah, we'll get to Lapras. I think... it's just so good even just to catch it. And then if you can get Moxie on it, and you get Dragon Dance, you're going to have an Ice move on it too. Yeah. Yeah, I think S tier. I think I would put Shelter slightly higher because of the efficiency at which Shelter can clear through. And just, like, how much you'll wreck with it. Gyarados needs a little bit more. It'll get you there maybe a little more consistently. Yeah. Yeah, getting Intimidate is great if you just catch it. Exactly. Alright. Lapras is 4 or 2 with all the cost reductions. No evolutions outside of Gmax, which we will get to. Really great HP. Above average attack, usable defense. Above average special attack, good special defense. Slightly below average speed. Water Absorb is great. Hydration is interesting. Filter. Take a Water Ice type and then reduce the power of super effective moves, which is good for an ice type. This thing can become pretty bulky. Do I really not have the tier 2? I have tier 1 and 3, but not the tier 2. Bullshit. Recover on something this bulky, like plus filter. Recover is really good. Freeze Dry, arguably the best special attacking ice type move in the game. Scald is just solid. It's a hard hitting, 100% accurate water move that can shut down physical attackers. Shell Smash. Set yourself up. You give me this set, I'm happy. Hell, you give me a Shell Bell or even leftovers, I probably don't even need Recover. Shell Smash is really good, though. There's some interesting stuff in here. Ice Beam, if you don't have Freeze Dry, is a perfectly fine substitute. The Learn set in general isn't great. Body Slam and Ice Beam are good. They're probably the two standouts here, outside of some niche utility stuff. Oops. You want to go to the G-Max? Sorry, let me check something real quick. That's weird. Alright, sorry about that. Oops. G-Max. More HP, more bulk, a little bit higher special defense, or special attack. No, it's not. No, it's a perfectly fine one. Shield Dust. Okay. Filter. This thing just becomes even more bulky. Tough to remove. Makes Shell Smash even better. No flinches, no paralysis, stuff like that. I think I just think it matches up against the game really well. Normally with an ice type, you'd be worried about the defensive typing, but having the water to go with it and those defensive stats, I think definitely make up for it. Actually, I might even do this. Like this. Yeah, he can set up without dying, which is huge. Yeah, I think something like that, actually. Let me check something on... because I forget. It gets freeze dry. Yeah, I think these two are pretty interchangeable again. I think I'm going to put Squirtle there just because of how accessible it is. And then you've got options, but Lapras is definitely right there with it. Alright, the last Gen 1 Mon, and then we will take a quick break, and then come back and get on with Gen 2. I think I'm going to aim to get the first 4 gens done today, but if I'm in the zone, maybe we'll go longer. Gen 1, ¿dónde está? Aquí. Vaporeon. Good HP, below average attack, below average defense, but good special attack, good special defense, usable speed. Water Absorb, great. Regenerator, also good. Again, you're fairly bulky with that many hit points and good special defense, so Regenerator can definitely go for a while. No Retreat is actually fairly scary on this thing. It just kind of shuts down Regenerator then. But Wish is also an option. Boom Burst can be as well. You're probably going to run it on like partner Eevee, not necessarily on Vaporeon. But you can make it work. You get Bouncy Bubble though, which makes this thing really tough to remove if you get set up a little bit somehow, either through No Retreat, finding the Bug Trainer, or something else. Aurora Beam, yeah, isn't great. But I do believe you get Calm Mind. I think you also get Nasty Plot. There's Ice Beam. You don't get Nasty Plot. All right, so Calm Mind's your setup option if you don't have No Retreat. This thing's fine. It can be tough to remove. But between like No Retreat and Bouncy Bubble, that high of a stat. Yeah. Family can't learn Nasty Plot. Not even Umbreon? That sucks. I think we're gonna put it there. Pure Water's a really good typing. And you have Water Absorb as well. You do get Aurora Beam. Calm Mind is your only setup, but you have Wish. We'll put it there. I could see it moving down, maybe trading places with Psyduck. But before we get to Gen 2, I'm going to take a quick break, stretch my legs, check on Freda Girl, whole 9 yards. Thanks for hanging out so far today, guys. See everyone in a few minutes.
Number figured out, a motive born in drought and brevity. And if I'm not the soul of your design, I blatantly decline your remedy. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free. I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine. I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine. Wasn't always just a single shade, a palette full of gray in reverie. And I can burn it brighter than the sun. I have a colding gun.
Alrighty, thanks for sticking around, guys. Let's get back to it, and into Gen 2 we go. With Totodile, who is going to get, hopefully, a lot of love in the new game. Oh, wait, did I miss? I missed these two. Hold up. How did I miss these two? Where are they? Why did I miss these two? Are they not? Hold up. Huh. Alright, let's talk about them. Kabuto. Low HP, really good attack, really good defense, below average special attack, below average special defense, usable speed. Yeah, I don't know where the sprites are for the list, but we'll make do. Abilities, Swift Swim, Battle Armor, Weak Armor. None of these are incredible. Swift Swim is great if you have the Rain Up, obviously. Tough Claws is just a damage boost for a lot of what it's got. Ceaseless Edge is nice. I really like moves that do damage while setting up a hazard. It breaks Sturdy for future Pokemon, which can be really helpful in like Cave and Mountain and stuff like that. Even in Power Plant for Magnezones. High Horsepower, Crab Hammer, and Mighty Cleave. Would have been cool to give it Stone Axe. That way it had Ceaseless Edge as a Stone Axe. Yeah, but Mighty Cleave hits like a truck with this. And then he also gets Liquidation, which is one of the, if not the best physical water type attacks in the game. It's a lot. Yep. And then Sword Stance through TM. I think this is fine. I have no clue why they aren't on this tier list. Again, I didn't make this. No, I do not see it. That's disappointing. I'd probably put it like B tier. We'll just use like a placeholder. Probably B tier. We'll just put it there for now, but. And then, oops, I'm a star. Once I find him, I will. There's Emax Lapras. I think I'd probably put it there. And then for this guy, say below average HP, below average attack, really good defense, really good special attack, slightly below average special defense, and then low speed. Same kind of thing, it just gets sturdy instead of Tough Claws. Freeze Dry is great. Power Gem. Giga Drain's also helpful. Shores up your ground weakness. Also hits water types effectively. Steam Eruption, sure. You get Shell Smash though, and that's kind of the big thing here. Yeah, this is a good sturdy mon. Shell Smash makes it even better, and then you can really start doing a ton of damage. We'll use Mega Gyarados. I'd say I'd probably put it here. Yeah. Probably there. Alright. Now we can get into Totodile. Slightly above average HP, really good attack, really good defense, average usable special attack, usable special defense, usable speed. Torrent isn't great. Sheer Force and Tough Claws is a really potent combination, though. Huh, I only have tier 1 for them. Oh, I have to use this guy a little bit more. Yeah, Dragon Dance as a move, though, is really good. Thunder Punch and Play Rough. Play Rough is helpful against Rayquaza. Even hits Eternatus neutrally. Surgery Strike's also good. Again, can't hit Rayquaza or Eternatus super effectively, though. Dragon Dance is big, though. That's a really helpful one to have. Ice Fang is probably, like, the most notable thing in here. Vicious Rend. Yeah, Vicious Rend would be cool. If you don't have the egg moves, I think this is a little underwhelming. Like, you still have Ice Fang and Crunch and, like, Aqua Tail, but it's nothing incredible. And there's no Mega yet. Should really take advantage of this. I think it's definitely worse than Squirtle. Dragon Dance makes it better. I think I'd put it like in here. Maybe slightly higher because it does learn Ice Fang through level up. But it doesn't have an X factor like a lot of the other starters do. Yeah. Alright, Chinchou. Yeah, probably. I mean, Surging Strikes is fine. But... Alright, really good HP. Poor attack, poor defense. Slightly below average special attack, special defense, slightly below average speed. Not great. Volabsorb, though, is really cool, especially on a partial water type. Illuminate is nice, or it has Water Absorb. You can pick and choose. Regenerator is also pretty cool, though, especially because you have such a high base HP stat. Thunderclap is really cool. Gives you priority. It's Electric type Sucker Punch. Bouncy Bubble helps you heal up even more. Thunder Cage, sure. Tail Glow is kind of where this thing really becomes dangerous. Tail Glow plus Thunderclap becomes really scary. But again, Thunderclap and Bouncy Bubble do not hit 195 Rayquaza and 200 Eternatus super effectively. Don't really care about the stockpile stuff. Thunder Wave is niche. Eerie Impulse, again, could have some utility. Especially when, like, if you want to switch out after it. Your fight super effectively. And that's kind of the big bounce. Does it get Baton Pass? Or are you asking? It does not get Baton Pass. Sorry. It does get Dazzling Gleam, and it gets Ice Beam. So you can, like, use this thing a little bit to scare Rayquaza and Eternatus, but you still have to deal with the 67 speed. That's kind of the big thing. If you can live a hit after a Tail Glow, maybe. But that low of a speed and not getting anything to really help it out, not even Swift Swim, I think I'd put it in here. Photoabsorb and Water Absorb is really cool. So is Regenerator, but yeah, probably like in here. I just don't think it quite does enough. And doesn't get enough coverage through its learn set. Wooper is not next. We are going to... this guy. Friendship evolutions can be a pain, or they can be really, really easy, depending on where you go with them. Jumaril, good HP, below average attack, but there's a reason, and we'll get to it. Usable defense, below average special attack, usable special defense, lower speed. The reason is, Thick Fat is cool, it has huge power. All of its abilities are good. You probably don't need Thick Fat because you're already a water type, but it's an option. Sap Sipper makes one of your weaknesses an immunity, and you get more. Like, you get more attack, which is doubled by huge power if you could run both of them. And it gets Misty Surge, which is fine. Maybe you have a niche use for it, but I feel like a lot of other terrains have more use. Psychic terrain is really good. Grassy terrain, electric terrain, all have their own uses. Stuff like that. Egg moves. Jet Punch. You can take advantage of your huge power without having to worry about your low speed. Magical Torque just hits hard. Sword Stance, huge power, Jet Punch stuff. Surging Strikes. They gave 2 water-type moves to a water-type Pokemon that probably already learns water-type moves in its water-type level set. Yeah. It isn't bad in here, but it's not great. Play Rough is good. Play Rough is, like, really nice to have. Yeah. Huge power is really nice. That's probably what you're building around for this thing. You do have other options as well. And it gets belly drum. I forgot about that. Thank you. Donde está belly drum? Am I just... I thought for sure I got belly drum. I think this thing's definitely usable and probably good if you can really get it set up and going. The low speed stat definitely hurts though. And Water Fairy will struggle a little bit against the turn of this. Put it there for now. I wonder if they changed it in Pokerogue to Swords Dance. We got that. Alright, now we can get to Wooper. Water Ground. Such a good typing. Quags. Good HP, above average attack, above average defense, below average special attack, special defense, low speed. Water Ground, though, is really good. Damp, blah, unaware, can be helpful. You're probably going Water Absorb. Comatose is pretty interesting. You can't be hit with status conditions. And it gets some other stuff. Sizzly Slide, good utility. Being able to burn physical attackers is nice. Recover on something with such good typing and reasonable bulk is good. Shed Tail, we talked about a little bit before. It gets Surging Strikes as well. Sure. Earthquake is good. And you get Stab on it, obviously. Toxic falls off a little bit in the late game when everything's going to be having Lumberries, and you can't Toxic Eternus anyway. And you're probably not going to be able to Toxic Stall Rayquaza. Yawn, however, definitely is better because you can Yawn both Rayquaza and Eternatus. You get some use out of it. It's not insane, but this can definitely have some use. Muddy Water is also pretty interesting. You put a multi-lens on this thing, you can get double defense or double accuracy drops. This seems fine. Really good typing, solid enough egg moves. Got enough utility and coverage. It's like probably there. Maybe slightly below because this can sit up. Yeah. Yeah, they did. Yeah, probably put it in here. It's fine. It's 2 points, half a point if you have it unlocked. Back to Quillfish. We talked about this guy in Poison type tier list. Below average HP, good attack, slightly above average defense, poor special attack, special defense, usable speed. Poison Point, Swift Swim, Intimidate. Intimidate's probably the one. Toxic Debris is a cool ability. Egg move, Barbarage. Barbarage is physical Venoshock with the difference that it can actually poison and set itself up. Baneful Bunker, also pretty cool. Gets Recover and Fish's Rend. Of course, this gets Fish's Rend. I don't know if it has the bulk to really make Recover worth it. Fellow Stinger's cool. Minimize could do some interesting stuff. I just don't think this does quite enough. It's got some cool stuff, to be sure. It doesn't have a setup move outside of Fell Stinger. Yeah, I just don't think its stats are quite good enough to really let this thing shine where it could. Again, usable, but I think it's going to fall into another one of those. If you can get it going, great. If not, that's okay. Yeah, probably in there. Again, from like here to here, maybe even to here, are all pretty meh, in my opinion. Corsola, not the other one, but this guy. Water Rock, below average HP, poor attack, good defense, below average special attack, good special defense, super low speed. Water Rock's an interesting typing. I don't love it. Awful. Hustle sucks. Natural Cure. Regenerator, if you happen to survive a hit with the defense and special defense, it's not awful. Storm Drain is really cool, though. Shores up one of Rock's weaknesses. And heals you. No, sorry. It gives boosts your special attack. Water Absorbs the one that heals. My bad. Scald. Storm Drain. Yeah. Scald and Freeze Dry are both outstanding. Strength Sap could be good. Strength Sap is better on bulky Pokemon. This thing might be bulky enough to take advantage of it. Salt Cure is good against Eternatus. This thing doesn't do a ton, like, at all, again. Even with its egg moves, it's kind of... It's better, but it's not insanely good. It just doesn't have the offensive stats to really do much. And kind of like... Unlike Quillfish, it doesn't have the damage over time stuff outside of Salt Cure to really threaten a long-term stall fight. It's usable. I don't think it's good. I think I'd put it there. Sorry about that. Alright. Yeah. It's fine. There's a lot of middling water types, but they're middling water types, so they're not awful. Remoraid, and therefore Octillery. Thank you. Slightly below average HP, good attack, slightly below average defense, good special attack, slightly below average special defense, low speed. Don't love that this thing is a mixed attacker. It just takes points away from where they could be better. Suction Cups is interesting, but not probably usable. Sniper can be good. Moody could also get crazy, and you have Simple with it. So, pure water type with Simple Moody is very interesting. So you're getting +3, -2 every turn? Do with that what you will. Water Shuriken, Take Heart, plus Simple can be really good. Shell Sidearm, and Bouncy Bubble to keep healing yourself back up. These are all solid, and yet, again, these are two more water type moves, but at least they have their own purposes. Priority and then healing. Unfortunately, even though it's a mixed attacker, all of its egg moves are setting it towards the special attacking side of things. But it's fine. It's good. Ice Beam in there as well is also pretty nice. But I think Moody and Simple plus these egg moves make this thing actually pretty decent. It's just inconsistent, but at only 2 points, honestly, I might put it there. Moody Simple could get crazy, or it could absolutely screw you over. Yeah, I think there. Yep. Alright. Next up is Mantike. Where's the little guy? There he is. Talked about this guy a little bit in the flying type tier list. Above average HP, really bad attack, below average defense, usable special attack, really good special defense, slightly below average speed. Swift Swim, Water Absorbs, kind of the big one here. Not yet, Goober. Han's been behaving today, so I haven't put him in F tier. Unaware, also really nice. Lets you cut through opponent stat changes. No, can't vote Goober off. Water Absorb is probably the best thing here. Which is a really good ability. Not that you were really weak to water at all anyway, but it just being able to heal from it makes you even bulkier. Swishy Splash, Freezy Frost, Nasty Plot, and Oblivion Wing. These are actually, like, this is a nasty set, especially on something that has the bulk this does, especially. Yeah, it does have Swift Swim as well, if you can set up the rain. It just can't set up the rain for itself. There is, yeah. This is a great egg move set, just especially for a water flying type. Plus, I believe, yeah, this is absolutely nasty set. Set yourself up. Get Signal Beam in there as well. At 2 points. He's built for a lot, because he can also threaten Rayquaza, especially if it's a special Rayquaza. Yeah, he can threaten a lot of the bigger fights in the game. Yeah. At 2 points or half a point if you have the cost reductions, I think this thing could be a real problem to get rid of. Especially if you don't have an electric type. Yeah, if you don't have an electric type, you're going to be in some trouble. We'll do that. Alright, and now... this guy. No, we're doing 2 parts. I'm not going to do 3 because that takes me into Wednesdays, which are my days off. So I think I'm going to get through Gen 4 today, and then we'll finish it up tomorrow. So we'll get to we'll get to these guys. It's a little over halfway. Yeah, I'll go through Gen 4 today. Alright, Suicune, who I finally got the Epic Shiny for. Good HP, slightly below average attack, great defense, good special attack, great special defense, slightly above average speed. Pressure, blah. Inner focus. Excuse me. Not great, but probably better than pressure. And it gets Beast Boost. We all know my thoughts on Beast Boost by this point. Recover, Nasty Plot, Steam Dry, or Freeze Dry, and Steam Eruption. Yeah, a little bit. These are all great. Recover on something this bulky is insane. Nasty Plot lets you set up. Freeze Dry is, my opinion, the best special ice type move in the game, which is one of the best offensive typings in the game. Even then, in here you get some stuff. Water Pulse for 100% accurate, it's good. You have Calm Mind if you don't have Nasty Plot, or if you want the little bit of bulk. Blizzard if you want to take a risk. Gets extra sensory for coverage, as well as Surf. It's a lot. Yeah. I also think it is S. It only costs 6 and only 4 if you have the cost reductions. I think all the Johto dogs get Beast Boost. I think I'm going to put it a little bit ahead of Magikarp just because you don't have to worry about Magikarp, and I think it just scales better. I know Gyarados can get Moxie. It's probably more consistent than Shelter, too. Because if it fails to KO something, it's not going to get KO'd in return. I think it's just more consistent than Cloyster. It's way more likely to get it set up off. Yeah. Cloyster, Icicle Spear on its own is really good, but in order to outspeed stuff, Cloyster needs to Shell Smash. We're going to put it there. Alright, Mudkip. Why doesn't this Pokemon have more shiny variants? Good HP, great attack, good defense, above average special attack, good special defense, slightly below average speed. Torrent is nothing. Damp is kind of meh. Regenerator is cool, especially on something with this high of a base attack. I'm hoping somebody's working on it. Again, I haven't looked at the art part of the Discord to see if anyone's cleaned Swampert either. Egg moves. Shore Up, okay. It's recovery on water ground typing with good defensive stats. Mountain Gale hits the toughest fights in the game. You just need to get some accuracy, like wide lenses. Aqua Step, you speed it up, and it hits hard on its own. Precipice Blades. Spread, ground type move. You really want wide lenses on this guy. Precipice Blades is still good, and is a way you can definitely threaten Eternatus. Even without that, you get Surf and Earthquake on your own, just by evolving. Rock Slide is also good coverage. Get that. And then you get the Mega. 100 HP with, like, significantly more attack, a little more bulk, a little more speed. I think that's 10 more speed. And you get Swift Swim and Drizzle. You set yourself up. Now, if I remember right, it has one issue. Nope, it got 10 speed. Which is 140 in the rain. Alright. Its issue. It doesn't have setup moves. It has Power Up Punch and Bulk Up. To function better? Yeah. He's still definitely really good without it. Because of how good Earthquakes and Precipice Blades are, especially against Eternatus. And again, only getting Power Up Punch and Bulk Up as your setup moves is a little rough. Power Up Punch? Yeah, if you get a multi-lens, it goes crazy. But you gotta spend a turn doing it. And it gets resisted by Rayquaza and Eternatus. Which you're not really using it for damage, but it would be nice. I think Mudkip is the best in A tier we've seen. I think he's the best A tier we've seen. Mega certainly helps. Lotad and this guy. This is our first water grass type. Yes. Yeah, better than Squirtle. Mostly because of the ground typing. And his Mega puts out way more offensive pressure than either Squirtle's Mega or G-Max. Usable HP, slightly below average attack, slightly below average defense, good special attack, really good special defense, below average speed, slightly below average speed. Swift Swim and Drizzle, great. Or you can even do Rain Dish, Drizzle. And much, yes. Drizzle's great. Revelation Dance is really cool. Apple Acid is another one that's actually surprisingly good. Being able to lower special attack stat while doing this much damage on a stab move is good. Ice Beam and Quiver Dance. This is a dangerous combination already. Maybe replaced Revelation Dance with something else, but because it's water, you have other water options, but This thing also gets Energy Ball, Leech Seed for Eternatus, gets Fake Out as well. Gets quite a few options. Water Grass is a good typing. You have Quiver Dance. Oops. Ice Beam. Like, these are all just solid. Like, you could drop Revelation Dance for, or Apple Acid for, like, Giga Drain and then, like, a utility move or another water type move. Ice Beam's going to be great. Biggest thing I've talked about before, grass types get screwed over in this game. 33% chance that your opponent has a fire type. They always have a flying type. At 145, 195, they always have a Rayquaza in addition to that. And water and grass both struggle to hit dragon types that your opponent's usually going to have. Ice Beam helps with that, but it can be tough. I think Swift Swim Drizzle plus Quiver Dance and Ice Beam as coverage does put it here. And it only costs 3 when if you've all the cost reductions. Yeah, I think we put it in there. There's a lot of water types in Gen 3. Holy shit. Alright, move on to the next one. Wingull. This guy costs 2 or 1.5. Low HP, lower attack, good defense, good special attack, slightly below average special defense, 65 speed. Abilities, Keen Eye, it gets Drizzle and Swift Swim. Drizzle and Swift Swim again. I don't think I need to say anything else. Especially, oh. Without, yeah. Thunder, good. Calm Mind, good. Steam Eruption, fine. Thunder in the rain, though, is really nice. Calm Mind, you can set yourself up. We're getting there. Hurricane, 100% accurate. Yeah. Thunder and Hurricane, you set yourself up, you go fast, you have Calm Mind to set yourself up even more. And you get Roost if you want it. Calm Mind, Thunder, Hurricane, Roost. Pretty solid. I don't think it S tier. It's really good, but those base stats... Even with Swift... Yeah, I don't think it's S. I don't think those base stats are quite high enough where I'd want to put it S. Yeah, I think it's here. Yeah, the base stats are meh. It doesn't get anything to hit Rayquaza and Eternatus super effectively. Hurricane can hit neutrally, but you gotta do TMs for other stuff. Yeah, no, you can, but just because it gives rain doesn't make it S tier. Like, I could even see these two being switched because Seaking gets Dragon Dance, Glacial Lance, and that's really, really threatening to the major fights in the game. As soon as the rain goes down, Pelipper's at 65 base speed. Meanwhile, Dragon Dance sticks around. You just gotta set it up. So it's a little bit of delayed gratification for a longer term benefit, as opposed to immediate 130 speed that'll fall off after 5 to 9 turns. So I think realistically it's probably this. Personally, it's probably this. Sorry, let me check my sugar real quick. Oh, my sugar's perfect. Okay. Alright, Carvana. We're not doing Surskit because bug flying, not water. I mean, it's the difference of one placement. It's not even like it's changing tiers. Carvana is 3 points, or 1 if you do all the cost reductions. Water Dark. Good typing. Slightly below average HP, great attack, really bad defense, really bad special defense, good special attack, good speed. Surskit isn't a water... Like, we're not doing Surskit because Masquerade's not a water type. We've actually done Masquerade in both, and I don't think it was S in either one. Rough Skin, eh. Speed Boost, outstanding. Sheer Force, great. This thing is a glass cannon. Do not get it confused. This thing is not a tank. This thing isn't even like a soapbox derby tank. This thing is a glass cannon. Thunderfang, Gunk Shot, Obstruct, Surging Strikes. These are cool, I guess, but also no guard would have been cool. Sheer Force is still good. Slash and Night Slash. Aqua Jet is good. Like, it actually gets poison coverage, dark coverage, water coverage, ice coverage, which is super valuable, and you get that through level up. And Liquidation is arguably the best physical water type move in the game. However, this thing also has a Mega. More attack, more bulk, fortunately, more speed, strong draw, and speed boost. It's good. This thing's a little too frail for me to put it in S. However, with its coverage, with speed boost going crazy, you don't have any setup moves though, do you? No, you don't have a way to set yourself up outside of speed. Can't even get Swords Dance. Oh, that hurts. That really hurts. You don't even get Power Up Punch. Yo, yeah, you get no physical setup moves. That hurts. More I think about it, the more I'm going down on Horsey. But yeah, it does have Surging Strikes. Does it? No, probably not. But I'm seeing a lot of physical attackers get Surging Strikes as their reg move. I'm going to put it here. Speed Boost is really powerful. It does get a decent amount of coverage. It does hit hard for a while. But once its damage falls off, like, there's no saving it. Yeah. But the coverage and base offensive stats are fine. We'll put it there, but... Man, no physical setup moves. That's rough. Wilmer! Well, Lord. Growth rate, fluctuating. Interesting. Huge base HP, good attack, below average defense, good special attack, not below average defense. Bad defense, bad special defense, good attack and special attack. That, I assume it's just like a giant body pillow. And below average speed. Water Veil, eh. Oblivious, eh. Pressure, eh. Levitate, fine, you get an immunity. None of these are crazy. Ground immunity is kind of cool. But Take Heart, or it's Calm Mind. Plus Status Condition Cure. Comeuppance is Dark type Mirror Coat, basically. Or Metal Burst. Slack Off, for a ton of HP, Steam Eruption, fine. Levitate does make sense. It's super light, especially considering how big it is. These are all so meta me. Heavy... I don't even think it's that heavy. Oh, I wanted a Whale Lord plush to be bigger. And 870 pounds. But this thing just doesn't do a ton for me. Body Slam maybe for paralysis. Noble Roar, it's... This thing doesn't do anything. Fuck. Hold on. I closed the tab so everything got reset. We're not doing Piplup today. Oh no, sorry, we're doing up through Piplup. Alright. Alright, sorry about that. Whale Lord just doesn't do anything. I'm actually putting it in C tier. I'm just not a fan of it. I think Seal is somehow better. Barboach. Talked about this guy during the ground type. Good HP, usable attack, slightly below average defense, slightly below average special attack, below average special defense, below average speed. Abilities. Oblivious, okay. Anticipation, Hydration is cool. Simple. Goes crazy. It gets Dragon Dance. Zing Zap, Ice Spimmer, Surging Strikes. Always doesn't matter what the level moves are. Like, it also gets Earthquake, though. This thing gets simple Dragon Dance. It's not S tier, but simple Dragon Dance plus an egg move, an ice egg move, and good typing, I think is there. The stats are solid enough just add a base 2. They're not great, but the HP kind of covers for some of that. Simple Dragon Dance goes crazy. And he only costs 2 or even half a point. Yeah. Corphish. Crawdont was the first Pokemon I ever got to level 100. Below average HP, really good attack. Slightly above average defense, good special attack. Far below average special defense, below average speed. Abilities, Hyper Cutter, Shell Armor, Adaptability. Adaptability is probably the best here. Combined with Tough Claws, you have double damage boosting abilities, which is good. Ceaseless Edge, we talked about. Damaging ability that also sets up a hazard. Shell Sidearm, good poison coverage to hit the fairy types and grass types that threaten you. Sucker Punch, priority dark. Jet Punch, priority water. Sure. Knockoff is good if you don't have Sucker Punch. It's just good in general. Same with Night Slash. Get Sword Stance for level up. Razor Shell is also fine. Crunch, Crab Hammer. It gets your kind of standard dark and water stuff, which you would expect. This thing's fine. It's not incredible. But it gets a setup move through level up. It gets coverage and a little bit of priority and utility stuff. I'd say, like, in here? Maybe even above Vaporeon? It's almost kind of better Kingler. Yeah. We're talking about Feebas. We're talking about Milotic. Good HP, below average attack, usable defense, good special attack, great special defense, usable speed. Marvel Scale. Boosts its defense if it has a status condition. Good to know, because it also has Magic Guard. Has competitive and cute charm, but the Marvel Scale Magic Guard combo is probably what you're going to go for. Again, you could go competitive. It's just inconsistent. Calm Mind, Freeze Dry, Moon Blast, Steam Eruption. This is insane. Just Calm Mind, Freeze Dry, Moon Blast already is crazy. Water Pulse is good just without any of the egg moves. Disarming Voice. It gets Recover, which again helps with Marvel Scale. Or sorry, not Marvel Scale. I was getting mixed up with the other one. But it helps with how bulky this thing is anyway. Coil if you want to set up physically, I guess. It's not crazy. But you get definitely good options in here. I think Freeze Dry and Calm Mind are kind of what really take this thing to being decent. But just, it's solid stat spread overall, pure water type, setup move, and egg move coverage. I think I'm going to put it like here. Yeah, I think putting it there is fine. I love this guy. Walrein. Good HP, usable attack, good defense, better special attack, good special defense, slightly below average speed. Thick Fat is probably the best one here, and then Unaware as well is really good. You can just ignore your opponent's stat gains, which is really helpful against a lot of boss fights, in particular, again, Rayquaza and Eternatus. If they eat berries, you can say, I don't care. Then Dugong? Yeah. Flip Turn, I don't care about all that much. He doesn't do anything when he comes into the battlefield. Freeze Dry is good. Slack Off with these defensive stats, and Thick Fat is really good. And Steam Eruption again. Swagger could be interesting against, like, Eternatus, if you wanted to. Ice Fang is good to have. Powder Snow is an early spread move. Or being Body Slam for paralysis. Blizzard if you set up the Snow or Hail. You kind of want egg moves, in particular, Freeze Dry and Slack Off. The moves in general on this thing aren't great. And you don't have a way to set yourself up. Which is an issue. Yeah. Do you get Calm Mind? You don't get Calm Mind, you get Nasty Plot. You don't have any or you don't have any special setup moves either. Yeah, that's an issue. Get Swords Dance. Swords Dance, but no special setup move. Man, I love this guy. But they not have Sfeel on here either? Who made this list? I think I'm going to put it there. I should just start figuring out how to make my own list with these sprites. I'll see if I can figure it out. Hopefully for next week before we do grass types. We'll see. That's fine for it. I wish it was better. But I don't think it quite puts out enough damage. Or has enough utility to put it any higher than that. Which makes me sad. I love that little guy. Clamperl. Start with Huntail. Bad HP, good attack, good defense, good special attack, slightly below average special defense, low speed. Maybe. We'll get to him. Swift Swim, great. Arena Trap, you really don't care about. Water Veil. These aren't great. Swift Swim is great if you can get it to work. Shell Sidearm. Bouncy Bubble, Freeze Dry. These are all fine. Steam Eruption again. Fucking shit. Clamp is interesting. Shell Smash makes this thing decent. Just be usable. And then again, you have the Ice Fang or Freeze Dry, depending on what you want to go with it. Shell Smash definitely helps. You just got to get it set up. Coil as well if you want to set up physically. But again, you already have Shell Smash. Oh, and we got to talk about the other one. Gorbis. Same thing, just more special attack focused. Swift Swim again, and Arena Trap. These are very meh abilities in general. Hydration is at least more useful than whatever it was the other one had. This gets more out of Bouncy Bubble, Freeze Dry, and Steam Eruption. This also gets Shell Smash. These are fine. Unfortunately, you have to decide ahead of time what you want. But it's just a Great Ball tier item. It costs 3. Shell Smash and the Ice coverage makes them usable. I think probably like in there. They're not great, but they can at least do something. Maybe slightly higher because their base stats aren't that bad. Maybe actually like there. Something like that. Which one's next? Love Disc. Hold on, Relicanth. I know I saw Relicanth. Didn't I? I gotta start making my own lists. Wow. Guess I didn't. Well, we're gonna do Relicanth first, and then we'll do Love Disc. Relicanth, good HP, good attack, great defense, very bad special attack, below average special defense, below average speed. I don't know. Swift Swim is great again, especially because you can set it up with Primordial Sea. You also have Rockhead or Sturdy. All of these are good abilities based off of what you want. Unfortunately, you don't have like Reckless to combine with Rockhead. Dragon Dance is great though, and you have Wave Crash or Diamond Storm. Rockhead Wave Crash goes crazy in Primordial Sea, especially after a couple Dragon Dances. Yawn is good utility. And then you have Head Smash as well for another stab. Primordial Sea is definitely very good. I'm just going to use... Where is it? Use this for now. I think because of Dragon Dance and all of its good abilities, yeah. I think I put it there. It can put out a crazy amount of damage and has some survivability. Primordial Sea is a pretty unique ability as well. It's like this, and I think like Fion or Manaphy get it. Plus, you know, Primal Kyogre. I used it a lot. I think it was one of the last ones I needed a shiny for. So I used it a decent amount, and I was pretty happy with it overall. Love Disc. Huh. Good speed. Swift Swim and multi-scale? Great. Get Baton Pass. What the f... Glitzy Glow. Revival Blessing. This thing's a utility mon. This thing is a utility mon. It should not be confused for anything else. It gets baton pass, but like agility. I'll put it there, but yeah. And finally, Kyogre, my early game endless carry for a while. Good HP, good attack, good defense, amazing special attack, amazing special defense, good speed. Drizzle and Mold Breaker, both really good. Mold Breaker, not so much in Classic. Recover, Hurricane, Freezy Frost, Wild Bolt Storm. Hurricane, Wild Bolt Storm become 100% accurate in the rain. Recover on something this bulky is good. Freezy Frost, Ice-type moves are very good in Classic mode. Origin Pulse, Water Pulse, Body Slam, Calm Mind, Ice Beam, gets good level up moves as well. After Ice Beam, it's not as good, but you still get a lot up to that. And then you get this. Even better special attack, even better special defense, regular attack as well, if you care. Primordial Sea and Terravolt, which just means it's Mold Breaker. Gets even better, and it gets Primordial Sea, so its water-type moves do even more. And it doesn't expire. I think it goes there. It just has so much going for it. Yeah, it has so much going for it. Even without the primal, it's good. I'm not doing Gen 4 today. I got hit with the sleepy stick and I need to get something to eat. Hopefully we'll finish all this up tomorrow. Because we still have, hey, we got about half of them done today. A little less than half. Hopefully tomorrow I'm up for it. See everyone tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out so far today. And hopefully the tier list goes tomorrow. I'll see if I can make my own tier list probably for next week so we're not missing Pokemon. Thanks for hanging out today, guys. And see everyone tomorrow. Take care.